Hello, everybody. It is Mike. It is Friday, so it is time for me to continue with my series on First Watch Friday. This week I watched a movie that was kind of suggested by my friend Martinez Joe and Marie. Um, they actually picked it up and then they did watch it. I was interested in it just because it sounded like a goofy kind of movie. Um, so they recommended it, said it was a fun little watch, and that is Rubber. Yep, that is a tire being chased by a cop car. Um, so this is a movie inside of a movie inside of a movie. Rubber was made in 2010. It's an English-speaking French horror parody movie. Um, did really well at a lot of the film festivals, a lot of good reviews from audiences and critics. Um, I'm not a big comedy person for the most part, especially if it's slapstick, cheesy kind of comedy. So when the horror movies are slapstick and cheesy, it's hard for me to enjoy them. Um, I did not hate this movie. I'll just tell you about it. Okay, so plot. So we have two different main stories going on here. We have a group of people that are standing out in the desert, and the opening scene is a car drives up this road that has all these black like spindle chairs. They're just little chairs made out of pieces of wood, and they're kind of like an obstacle course. And this car drives up and basically knocks each one of them down and stops in front of this group of people. And the trunk pops open, and Sheriff Chad comes out of the trunk to let the people know that they're about to watch a movie, and he goes through this whole spiel about asking questions, why are things a certain way, and he says there's no reason for any of it. So he starts out a little odd. Chad, he's the main character through the whole movie, both sides. So these people, I mean, it's a whole bunch of people there. You got young people, you got kids, you've got old people, you got a guy in a wheelchair. They're all just standing out in the middle of the desert, and they're going to watch a movie using binoculars. So another character in the movie is the accountant. He's been standing there the whole time holding all these binoculars, and he hands them to the people, and then he gets on his bike and he rides away. Okay, so flash forward to the movie within the movie. So they had their binoculars on, the movie has started, they're watching, and it's basically a movie about a tire named Robert, who comes to life and realizes that he is alive. And kind of starts out by the fact that he can stand up by himself and he can roll around. And as he's moving through the desert, rolling around, he comes upon different things that he has to roll over. So, like, he rolls over a scorpion, kills it, and then he comes up to a bottle, and he can't break that bottle, and he can't figure out why. Well, turns out Robert's got powers. He can explode things with his tire mind. So he figures that out because he cracks the bottle, and then he blows up a rabbit, and then he causes a car to stall, and in that car is a very beautiful black-haired girl. So before he can get to her, though, he is hit by a pickup truck. It wasn't like the pickup truck was trying to hit him; he just did hit him. And so the girl's car restarts and she takes off. So Robert, being mad that he got knocked down and couldn't get to the girl, blows up a bird. So then he catches up to the guy who hit him, and he blows up his head. Yeah, you hear all this weird music and noise and then it gets real loud, and then stuff blows up. And then we flash back to the other part of the other movie is the people watching, and they're all fighting about what's going on, and blah blah blah, and there's tension between the groups, and then it goes back to the tire, and the tire finds the hotel where the girl is staying, and he watches her take a shower. The tire watches her take a shower. And then flashback to the people, and they're arguing about whether or not she's got a nice butt. Trying to remain calm. So then basically we have the people in the desert are there. They fall asleep. The tire is in a hotel room next to the girl watching step aerobics classes, and it's really loud and it kind of annoys the girl. And then we flash back to the accountant coming out of the hotel with a bag, and he takes that bag to the people, and they're all starved because they've been there all night and that morning without any food. So he basically just dumps a turkey out of this bag, and they eat it ravenously. And the only one that doesn't eat any of it is the guy in the wheelchair, and that's Wings Hauser. He's about the only person that I knew in this movie. The rest of the people, I don't really know who they are. Maybe you would know who they are. Stephen Spinelli, Roxanne Mesquita, I don't know. That must have been the French girl. And then just a whole bunch of other people. So, we're at the hotel. Back at the hotel. There's a maid cleaning the room that the tire was in. She pulls back the sheets, and there's like all these rubber marks, from the tire in the bed. The tire is taking a shower. So she's like, what the hell? She throws the tire back out into the parking lot. Well, it's dirt. Tire goes back in to the hotel room, blows her head up. Yeah. So then we flash back to the people, and they're all getting really sick, and it's because the turkey had been poisoned. So they all die. Except for the guy in the wheelchair. So, flashback to the movie. We have Sheriff Chad. He's watching everything going on. He's interviewing. He's interrogating people. The owner of the hotel is a real dick. And he's saying, he's screaming at his kid. And then this little timer goes off. The Sheriff Chad says, okay, never mind. It's over. You can go home. We don't need you anymore. He goes and tells all of the police officers and paramedics and everything that are there, we're done, it's over. You can all go back home to your families. This is all just a joke. And they're like, we got a dead body. And he's like, no, wake her up. And the female sheriff, Sheriff Denise, says, she doesn't have a head. He goes, yeah, it's all fake. It's all fake. Just go ahead and shake her a little bit. So they try to wake the dead body up, and then the accountant comes up and said, you want to know something? The movie's still going because one of the guys didn't eat the food, so he's still alive. So the movie's still going. So then the sheriff's like, he's all embarrassed. He goes to re-interview the owner of the hotel about the maid, and the tire is laying. The tire was at the bottom of the pool, so the owner made his son bring the tire out, and the kid kept saying, this tire is killing people, I'm telling you. So he tells his kid to get lost, and then he throws the tire after him. Well, after a minute or two, the tire sits back up. He blows up the hotel owner's head. The sheriff's like, ugh. So eventually, we have the guy in the wheelchair comes into the movie. Wings Hauser comes into the movie and he says, "Yeah, it's still going. I'm not dead, so you got to figure this out." So fast forward a few days. Um, you have people burning tires all over the place, and then it just kind of shows all these bodies of people with no heads because Robert's pissed and was blowing up people. So the cops finally find him watching I don't know, a NASCAR race. They catch the tire in a house, sitting on a chair, watching NASCAR. Um, so there's a big showdown, and Wings Hauser comes back up and knocks on the door. He goes, "This is boring. Let's get this over with. Come on." So Wings Hauser, they're like, "We're going to blow him up when we blow this mannequin up." And Wings Hauser's like, "Well, then do it." So they have this mannequin that looks like this pretty dark-haired girl that the tire is horny for. And tire rolls out. The girl's talking through a microphone, the speaker around the mannequin, and there's a bunch of dynamite attached to the mannequin's head so that when the tire blows up the mannequin, it'll blow up the tire. Nope. Tire blows up the head, rolls right back into the house. Nothing happens to the mannequin. Well, Wings is pissed by this time. So he's like, "This is ridiculous," and he's just badgering Chad. So Chad goes in with a big old rifle, blows the tire to pieces, brings it out, throws it at Wings, and says, "Movie over," and walks away. Well, out rolls a tricycle. Robert has been reborn as a tricycle. And Wings Hauser is like, "I'm an audience member, you can't kill me." Wrong. And then we just had this video of the tricycle rolling down the highway, followed by a bunch of tires. And then part 3, the third movie, is a reshoot of the first scene where Sheriff Chad comes out of the trunk and is spewing all this stuff again. But when you see it, there are no people. So where in the first scene there were people. So, movie within a movie within a movie. I don't know. It's dumb as dirt, but I mean, I guess it's creative. It's cutesy. It's not slapsticky. It's just stupid. But whatever. If you can find it cheap, give it a watch. It's at least worth that. All right, guys. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, let me give it a grade. I can't really give it anything lower than a C+ because it did entertain me, which I didn't think it would. And yeah, it really kind of did. I just kept thinking, this is so stupid. But okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. Bye.